Hi, my name is James Bledsoe, and I'm wanting to I came up with a topic called Face Your Problems Head On. You know, we deal with a lot of problems every day. Problems at work, problems at home, problems with our boss, problems with our spouses, husbands, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends. Problems. How do we face them? How do we deal with them head on? That is the topic we're going to talk about today. You have to face your problems because nobody's going to face them for you. So, starting with a boyfriend and girlfriend scenario, we have problems of our own to face without getting into other people's problems. And we need to come up with a scenario in our lives that we need to face. We work out our own problems and face them head on. If we lie, if we cheat, if we steal, we have to learn from the consequences of that problem. You may end up apologizing to the store manager that you took something that wasn't yours, or put something in your pocket that wasn't yours. That is the problem we have to face. Is if you're going to steal, if you're going to cheat, then that is on you. You have to tell the truth, and you have to deal with it head on. Dealing with something head on is very, very difficult in today's world. People don't want to face up. People don't want to face up to their own problems. People don't want to face up to their own problems because they're afraid to get caught. Why they're afraid to get caught? Because they don't want other people getting into their affairs until they get home and have to face it head on, either with their mother, father, brother, sister, cousin, uncle. We have problems every day, problems in the workforce, problems. Just like with my ex-girlfriend, problems consistently. You can't bring her to church. The mother can't bring her to church. Oh, you come and get me, big boy. That's a problem. They could have brought her, not me. Of course, I've brought her many times over. Or we are not always responsible for other people's problems. They have to face their problems head on in their time. They can't continually bring problems into the relationship, into the workforce, into their marriage relationship. That is a problem. That's baggage. And that's a problem all in itself. Can we deal with our own baggage? Can we deal with our own problems without dragging other people into the problem? It makes it worse. It makes it 10 times worse because it turns into a bigger issue than it really needs to be. So, what are you going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? I've dealt with problems most of my life, but some problems I needed help in. I needed help. And how are we going to deal with it? Do we trust in man? Or do we trust in the Lord God that created us? Problems didn't even begin until Adam and Eve ate of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Then problems began. Problems can continually to exceed. You don't want something to get totally out of hand that you cannot control. You cannot control your own problems until they get worse and worse until it's time to jump ship. Do you want that for you? For your family? Or do you really want that in your marriage? You have to say, I'm sorry. Let's talk about our issues. Because if we don't talk about our issues, then things will get rough. Does it make sense? Yes, by talking about your issues in life, yes, it solves problems when you talk about things in your relationship. Problems with money. Well, I didn't make enough at my work job, at my work site. Oh, I had to pay this bill. Financial problems is a big deal. Can we deal with the issue at hand before it gets out of hand? The answer is yes. We can deal with that. But do not, I repeat, do not give silent treatment. Husbands and wives, do not give silent treatment to each other. That is not fair. That is not fair. Come on. You are grown adults. You can handle this on your own. With both, it takes two to tango. Let's deal with it head on, to where it will not be a head-on collision. Divorce is an issue. Divorce is a problem. The epidemic is horrendous. It's horrible. It's unreal. It's unrealistic. I'm going to look at something about problems we face every day.
Here's a summary from Quora. Burgeoning traffic, lack of sanitation in public places, lack of toilets at public places, security issues with women, overflowing sewage, overcrowded metros and public buses, increasing pollution in air, water, etc., and more.
It says, life issues are common problems, issues and our crisis that happens to normal people living normal lives, examples including managing one's relationship so that they are healthy and functional, surviving disabilities, coping and grieving loss of self-esteem issues. Are you dealing with self-esteem issues? Seven strategies to face life's challenges. Turn towards reality. So often we turn away from life rather than towards it. See, the thing is, we don't face reality. So often we turn away from life. So where are you on that? Take your time, practice gratitude, stay close to your feelings, even the painful ones. Hurt feelings, regret, rejection, those are all problems. Those are all problems we face every day. Somebody rejects you. That's a problem. How do you face it? You call that person up and say, how can we fix the issue that was at hand? What's the problem? Can we face it head on? Talk to me. Let's get past this. Stay close to your feelings, even the painful ones. Accept success, failure as a part of life's journey. Tend to your loving relationships. Tend to your own loving relationship. Don't bring other people in. It separates. It causes more problems and issues in the relationship. You have to deal with issues in life on our own. We have God, we have the Lord Jesus Christ to help us deal with our issues. But how can we deal with our issues head on? Do you have what it takes to deal with the issues that we face every day head on? What I'm meaning head on means is that I'm not meaning a car crash. I'm meaning in life in general. I started this channel because I needed to deal with my problems head on. I needed to talk about them. Not necessarily to go back and listen to my problems, but to be sure that I don't have these problems again, that we can learn from them. We need to realize that our lives are like a crash test. We see how we can deal with our problems head on. I didn't get to deal with my problems because she would not help me along the way. People don't have the guts to help you along the way. Most people in society do not have the time or the energy to deal or help. You may ask for advice. You're not necessarily going to drag somebody into your relationship and expect for somebody to know all your business. But there's a counselor to help you deal with stuff head on. And you can take that knowledge and bring it home. Talk to your husband or wife, boyfriend or girlfriend about the issues that you're having, that you've been hiding for a while. Life is like a crash course. Are you going to run into a wall? Are you going to go straight through that door and say, I have a problem, I need to talk to you about it? That's dealing with your problems head on. We need to deal. That's what life is all about. Here's another one. What about the biggest problem in life is to handle your own emotions? A human is very emotional being. He has a lot of emotions to each and every situation in his life. The biggest issues we face is our own life and people normally will bring their baggage into the relationship. Until you can unravel it and face it head on, then you're never ever going to face a relationship on your own. What can we do to manage? What can we do to manage our problems? We talk about it. We talk about it. We don't give up. A lot of people give up on life because they don't want to deal with their problems. And the reason why I have an upset face is because there's so many people that don't want to stand up and deal with their own issues. They bring so much baggage and they blame so many people, depending on who you are, depending on what crowd you hung out with. That is a problem. That is something we and you have to deal with on your own, or with a counselor, or with your family member. If it is too much to bear, and you really don't want anybody to say anything to you, anybody else like a counselor, a family member, let the husband or the wife help you along the way. We are not here to deal with our own issues. We have people that can help us deal with our own issues. Those who seek their own happiness tend to overcome such challenges and improve their future life situations. Family relationships, disappointments in love, disappointments in friendship, academic career disappointments, health issues, financial crisis, and external crisis. We put it on ourselves. We put it on ourselves because, to be quite honest with you, we are people that don't care about other people. And when people try to speak up, we have to listen and see where they're coming from. I've had so many issues in my life with very little help. I've had to stay isolated in this house to deal with my own problems. I was angry, disappointed, and I would not deal with my problems head on because I did not have anybody to talk to besides my mother and father. And all they could do was say, you don't need that. You don't need that cell phone to make you happy. Yet I was angry because my wife passed. I was dealing with problems at problems at my job that nobody seemed to care. Nobody cared about me. That was a problem I could not face. Because every single solitary time I went up to talk to one of the bosses, all they could say is don't talk to them or don't get around them. They're a problem. I could not face it because I would look like a fool. Oh, and yet, felt like a little child. Trying to face my own problems when I feel like they would go behind my back and cause a problem for me. So it makes no sense. You feel empty. You feel like you can't face your own issues. But yet, you have to deal with them on your own. Why? Because we seem to not care about people in general. They want to ask you a question. You give them an answer in truth. Don't ignore. Sit down and talk to them. And if they wanted to talk to you about different problems head on, then listen. Because our society today have fell off the ship a long time ago because there's so many people that need so much help, but they don't know where to turn. What can we do as people to face our face our own issues? What can we do to fix our own problems? We sit in our room and we think, what did I do to get to this point? What can I do to make it better? And you scratch your head and you think, all right, this is what I need to face today. The problems keep mounting. What can we do about them? Do we deal with them head on, or do we not deal with them at all? That's why we're so angry. Because people don't know how to treat others with respect. Nobody cares about other people's problems except their own. A lot of people don't want to speak up about their problems, but yet, when it comes to government issues, they can't fix their own issues because they're all talking to the wrong people. They're dealing with their problems head on in the wrong way. What can we do to make things better? But when somebody speaks up, says we can do it this way, the other person says no, we're going to do it my way or no way at all. What can we do about that? Well, look on the bright side of things. There's always another day to deal. If you don't deal with them, then you're going to have nightmares over them. Deal with your issues head on. Caitlin Barganier did not know how to face her own problems. She threw them on me. She threw all of her baggage, everything, on me. And could I help her fix them? No, not a chance. Not a chance. Because she did not face her own problems head on. It's like an out of control train. Problems, problems, and more problems. When I said you're out of control, then she says no. You're out of control. Then I thought, oh my goodness, this is a problem. We are dealing with a freight train that does not know when it's ever going to stop. You boyfriends, girlfriends, listen to me. I give you a warning. Deal with your issues and do not bring the baggage into your relationship. It may be heavy, but before you put that wedding ring on your hand, do not bring so much in and cause issues, because the past is the most destructive, horrific thing that you can ever bring into a relationship. That is a problem. And that, my friend, is never going to be dealt with, because people hang on to the past so hard that they throw everybody else into a tailspin with their past. She never stopped talking about her past at times. I said, let's focus on our relationship. The past is the past. Quit bringing more problems into the relationship from that. Just quit. We are the blame for a lot of our problems on other people when they get into a relationship with us, and we make them feel sad or empty or hopeless or depressed. It's normally our problems. We're normally hanging on to our problems, and we don't deal with them head on. So the problems stack and stack and stack to the point where a lot of people say, I'm up to here. I can't handle it. That's because they don't deal with their problems head on. They hang on to them like a chicken near an egg. They sit there and sit there and sit there and mope. They mope like we're children. Like we're children. Caitlin Barganier is a huge example of what problems really are. Huge. Dyed her hair, got a tattoo, had a extreme, full rebellion life. Lived with a whole life of nothing but problems. How do you expect to get a boyfriend with problems, so many problems mounted up in her life? She will bring a man to her knees. A man will get on his knees and beg for mercy, because he's asking her, deal with your problems head on, or we're done. And that's exactly what happened to me. No remorse, no sense of shame. I don't care if the relationship is dead or alive, because problems would not be fixed. It goes for everybody. It goes for everybody. Do you have what it takes? Do you have what it takes to straighten your problems out head on? I want y'all to listen up on this video. I want y'all to give me comments and let me know what has happened. What problems head on have you dealt with? Because I do this because I care about you. I care about you. I love you so very much, because I did this channel on relationships, because I have a lot to learn about how to treat a woman. And yet I was in 2 different relationships, but none of them, I mean none of them, could deal with their own problems on their own, or even have help dealing with their problems. I was up to here. I was up to here. You could not make any of them happy enough to stay in a relationship. They did not deal with their problems head on. It was like an out of control freight train right to my chest, running me over like I am an animal. Are you being treated like an animal? Are you feeling like your life is over with? By golly, by no means commit suicide. By no means say your life is over with. This channel is about life, love, and caring for the other person. By no means don't do anything to jeopardize your life early. Do you understand? I don't care. I don't care how many thoughts you have. I've had them too. When my wife passed, I wanted to go early. But guess who stopped me? Guess who stopped me? You want the answer to that? The Lord God, that brings life. That brings life into you. That breathes life from the very beginning. He is the one that stopped me. I've never attempted it. I've talked about it, but I've never attempted it because it's wrong. A lot of people choose it because they don't want to deal with their problems head on. I'm saying this out of love. I'm not saying this out of out of practicing it, out of doing any of that. I love each and every one of y'all. I have nothing but love to give to y'all on YouTube. I love every one of y'all on YouTube. Every one of y'all that watch my channel, that subscribes to my channel. But you don't necessarily have to comment. If you want to comment, leave me comments and tell me how y'all feel about what I've had to say. I want y'all to learn something from me. We are people that need to deal with situations on our own so they will not get overbearing. We have to learn to love and nurture ourselves. We need to deal with our issues head on. We need to work out our differences head on with our husband or wife, boyfriend or girlfriend, friend or best friend, or somebody that we're having some issues with, but getting to know? Are we afraid to get to know new people because of their baggage? Come on. You have baggage of yourself. You bring it into the relationship. You bring it into different avenues of life. You get somebody talking. They're enjoying it, but would you say something out of line? Say, you have to deal with it on your own. Or, it's none of your business. I will deal with it on my own time. Does that make any sense? Does that make much sense to do that? People deal with their own issues by fighting. By fighting. They can never find a way to deal with their own problems. And yet, we throw our problems on them to bear the weight from their load. What could I have done to rescue her? We don't seem to really care about our own problems. We don't seem to really care about our problems head on. We let others bear the weight of our own issues. And that's really sad. Bearing their load and your load, that is ludicrous, if you ask me. That is insane. Deal with your own problems before you get into a relationship. I will talk about my problems with you if you are willing to listen. But don't walk away and don't laugh behind my back. Because guess what? You have the same. You have the same issues. We all have the same issues, but we have different ones. But it's basically in the same ordeal in category. Family issues, relationship issues, marriage issues. It goes on and on and on. Are we going to deal with them head on? That's the issue today. Let's work out our problems before we get into a very loving, nurturing relationship. I want you to do that. Please do that. Learn from where I was. Because I lost two consecutive relationships because of that. 9 months. I didn't hardly even see her 4 times in the whole year. 4 or 5 times. And we never was able to deal with problems head on. Because they did not want to listen. They wanted their own way. They didn't let you interfere in their life because you were in their life and you're becoming a part. You were becoming a part of their life. Husbands, wives, listen to me. When your wife talks or your husband talks, listen to everything they have to say before you say anything, because there may be something very, very, very crucial that has to be addressed before you or her opens him or her's mouth. Don't get angry. Don't raise your hand to nobody. Don't. It is wrong on so many levels. Don't become abusive because of you have problems to yourself. Don't be an out of control drunkard and go home and bring problems from the bar into your own house. What you leave at the bar, leave at the bar. But come home and love your husband or wife. Do you understand? This stuff has been running through my head all day. What could I have done to spread out all of this? To be able to tear out today's issues in a relationship. I wasn't even going to begin to deal because I had no room to talk. I had no room to talk because there was nobody that wanted to even hear me out. Not one person. They did, but they always had something else to say, and they always brought in somebody else to say, oh, he's wrong. Stay out of my life. Don't call me. Don't text me. You are a wicked human being in my eyes. People are like that. They bring so much baggage. They have so much anger. They don't want to deal with their issues before they jumped into something else and made the other person nauseous in the relationship. And I'm making sense because I've been there. I have not had a good relationship in almost 3 years because of problems. And there was nothing I could do about it but be miserable along with them. What's it make me? Makes me feel hopeless, depressed, and very, very upset. that relationship could not be fixed. And I had to lose. I was the loser. Ha ha ha. Very funny. What's going on? What's going on in this society? Why do we have to help others with their problem when they can't help themselves? Help yourselves sometimes. You may have an answer to your life's problems and mess ups. But do not blame other people for your problems. Yeah. We need to wake up and say, we've had enough. Let's work things out together. Can we do that? Can we do that as human beings? Can we work our own differences out? And then when we talk about them, don't bring them back up and throw them in their face when they said no. That's exactly what happened. I was at my sister's house, and I was talking to my girlfriend at the time, and I said, I don't want you to have any tattoos. I don't want you to dye your hair. And she could never, ever say, no, I don't want to do it. She kept saying yes. Did she want me? Was I a problem in that relationship? Oh yes, I was the problem. And did she honor me? No, she didn't. Was it a love-hate relationship? Sure it was. It sure was. If you are going to give your life to another human being, by golly, do not spit in their face or use them in any way, because you may be the problem, but you have to fix it in order to have a good relationship. Love the person you're with. Don't bring your baggage and put them on them. They can't deal. Tattoos, hair dye. I had to face that on my own. She literally showed me the box. Said, I want to do this. I said, you look beautiful the way you are. No, I want to change. And then sure to say yes, you got to agree to let them get their way. We get our way all the time. We get our way all the time. Do we love it? Oh yeah, we do. So many broken relationships. Do you love that? Because of problems not being dealt head on before you got in that relationship. I had no idea she had that many problems and that many issues. She could not deal. People can't deal with adult situations because people have never been taught to deal with adult situations. 22 years old and a mind of a 13-year-old kid. She did not have the know-how to deal with it. So all she could do was laugh in my face and joke around. I've got news for people that do that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't even think for 1 second to do that. I'm telling you because I care. Because I could not tell her to quit. She says, oh, you don't laugh enough. Oh, you don't joke enough. Where's your sense of humor? I had it all alone. Us men have to be serious. We can laugh, we can joke. But are we going to joke around when serious topics come up? Are we going to do that? But are we going to love the person and say, what can I do to serve you better than how I've been treating you? I didn't get that in my relationship. I didn't get it. If I did get it, it was very, very little, closing my fingers. The saying is, we're kids at heart. I'm kind of a kid at heart, but not all the time. I think about my childhood. I think about walking away from fights and things like that. People wanting to fight you with your fist. That happened at Groves Middle School. I've had people wanting to pick fights with me. I've had one person throw me against a locker. Not throw me, but I've been bumped up against a locker. And I've been kneed in the tailbone. Because people don't care about you. They care about pleasing their self and making other people miserable. You talk about baggage. You talk about can't deal with situations on their own. I want you to understand something. I'm doing this channel for you, for y'all viewers, so y'all can learn some things, so y'all can grasp where I've been. Y'all get to know me. I love y'all. Even though I was upset in this video, that's where I was in the relationship. I was hurting so bad in that relationship. I wanted to stay in it because I did not want to be alone like I am now. I don't have a girl to call on when I want to talk about issues. I don't have anybody to talk to but I know I have Justin and his wife to talk about issues. And guess what? They love to hear what you have to say. They love to hear it. Because they are caring people. And caring people will sit either with a glass of wine or a cigarette. You don't want to be drunk. Because if you're drunk, then they will laugh at you and say you need to deal with this on your own. I don't want to hear a word come out of your mouth. Change the subject. Let's talk about something else. Something that doesn't pertain to you and your problems. I love y'all so much. Who's ever watching this video or going to watch this video, I want you to realize something. We're humans. We have baggage. But can we claim who we are through that baggage and through our problems head on? You got a lot to think about. We have a lot to think about when we deal with our problems head on. I had to go to counseling 2 times, and then I had somebody else pay my $50. I didn't ask. It was a church thing that did it. Did I have somebody make a move towards me? Yes, I did. And did she have a boyfriend? Yes. And was she going to drag me in to that relationship? And bring me in and cause issues on her relationship? Yes. Because she had a boyfriend and I did not know how he was going to react to her bringing another man into the relationship or a friend relationship. I easily get attached to a woman. I'm easily attached. I'm very affectionate, very loving, very caring individual. I would love to get a call from a girl, from a woman, between 35 and 40, or 32, between 32, 35, and 40 years old. Nobody young, nobody too young, like in their early 20s. I would say at least 27 to 32, 35, and 40. That would be more like it. And my phone number is 865 410 410 1010. And this is only for singles to call me. Single ladies that love God and that have already dealt with their issues head on. Call me, because I would love to hear what you have to say. Let's go out on a date. Let's talk. Let's treat each other with love, honor, and respect. And you know, all of us have baggage claim. We have baggage to claim. We have baggage to throw away. That is not any good. When we deal with baggage, let's deal with it in a loving, caring way, and not in a way that will displease the other person. We need to do that so that we can learn to love. There's a song by Stephen Curtis Chapman, Love and Learn. Love and learn about the other person. How can you love them more? Love God first. Put God first in your relationship. And give Him your baggage. Give Him your cares. Give Him your love and honor towards Him. Because He will take all of your past burdens, all your past hurts, all your cares, and give it to Him to where you can be free from facing life head on. God bless every one of y'all. I love every one of y'all. I really do. And I'm not saying this to be out of my comfort zone. I say this because I really do. I have the love of God in my life. I don't curse, I don't drink, I don't smoke. I don't have any tattoos, no piercings, no nothing. I'm a normal, loving human being that wants more to this life than living and dying. I want to live. And I want y'all to live spiritually, physically, and be happy. Because life is too short to claim your own baggage when you can give it away to the Lord. Live a happy life. Deal with it head on. And remember who is listening. The Lord God is listening to all your cares. Give it to Him. And you will not have a baggage claim. And you will not have any problems to be head on in your relationship. I care for y'all guys, and I hope y'all have a great night. And let's do this the smart way. Let's not fight, but let's deal with our baggage claim and with our problems and with our life head on. Because life is worth living. Life is worth being happy. Don't give up. Never, ever give up on your life. God bless every one of y'all, and I love y'all. Have an awesome night, and I will answer any of your comments that you may have in your relationship. Leave your name so that I can think about how I can send y'all a comment back. I am looking for a sweet woman to spend the rest of my life with. Are y'all looking for a loving, godly man to spend the rest of your life with? Because I am. I'm looking for a beautiful woman to live with and get married. Because I really want to get married and have a life. God bless every one of y'all. And again, I did this video out of love because I had to deal with these issues head on. But I was just running into a brick wall. There was truly no happiness. There was happiness, but not true happiness. Well, I hope y'all have a good night. God bless every one of y'all. May the Lord richly bless y'all. Good night to everyone. And remember, God loves you first, and I love you back. Bye, and may the Lord bless you.